excellence in education. Proudly bringing you the Praxis online schools. Welcome to Praxis Online School. Praxis Online School implements evidence-based, high-impact teaching strategies. Our approach is to achieve student excellence, engagement, and well-being. Setting goals. It is crucial that each student has clear learning intentions which clarify what success looks like for each student's specific learning goals, which links explicit assessment criteria and relative to their current mastery of the topic. Structuring lessons. Sound lesson structures scaffold learning via specific activities. Planned out sequencing of teaching activities stimulates and maintains student engagement. Explicit teaching. Success criteria that are transparent to students and demonstrates them by practice, worked examples modeling. Worked examples. By scaffolding the learning, worked examples support skill acquisition and reduce a student's cognitive load. Clear steps are presented to clarify learning objectives and demonstrate mastery of the topic. Collaborative learning. Collaborative learning is supported by designing meaningful tasks. It promotes active engagement by participating in negotiating roles, responsibilities, and outcomes. Multiple exposures. Introduced research demonstrates deep learning that develop over time via multiple spaced interactions with new knowledge and concepts. Questioning. A powerful tool and effective. It engages students, stimulates interest and curiosity in learning, and makes real-life links for deeper understanding. A tool for immediate source of feedback to track progress and understanding in each topic. Feedback. Teacher and student actions can align effort and activity with clear outcome that leads to achievement in learning goals. Real-time teacher and peer provide formal and informal feedback in each session, amongst continuous formative or summative feedback. Metacognitive strategies. Teaching students to think about their own thinking. When students become aware of the learning process, they gain control over their learning outcomes. Differentiated teaching. These methods are used to extend the knowledge and skills of every student, regardless of their starting point. Through regular supplemental instruction and individualized interventions, we achieve mastery of objective, effective lesson plans. The Group of Excellence in Education, proudly bringing you the Praxis online schools.
I am Ronaldi Maritz, Head of Praxis School, the future of borderless learning. Over the past year, education and learning online have changed rapidly. Praxis Online School offers your child the opportunity to acquire 21st century skills in a virtual classroom, and what is more, having fun whilst doing it. We offer live virtual lessons. Teachers use interactive modern technology. Students follow a structured timetable, and their attendance and progress are monitored regularly. We follow a prescribed curriculum, and our academic program provides students the opportunity to attend fun courses at our Partner in Education open window. Furthermore, students' understanding of maths is enhanced by MindSparks, a personalized math program, which is an artificial intelligence, computer-based online self-learning tool. Each student is assigned a subject teacher and a facilitator to accommodate and improve their blended learning experience. Praxis not only provides students with academic excellence, but but we also provide an opportunity for students to grow emotionally, socially, and psychologically. Society needs well-balanced, full-rounded, and confident individuals, and we believe that a Praxis student is such an individual.
The group of excellence in education, proudly bringing you the Praxis online schools. Welcome to Praxis Online School. Praxis Online School implements evidence-based, high-impact teaching strategies. Our approach is to achieve student excellence, engagement, and well-being. Setting goals. It is crucial that each student has clear learning intentions which clarify what success looks like for each student's specific learning goals, which links explicit assessment criteria and relative to their current mastery of the topic. Structuring lessons. Sound lesson structures scaffold learning via specific activities. Planned out sequencing of teaching activities stimulates and maintains student engagement. Explicit teaching. Success criteria that are transparent to students and demonstrates them by practice, worked examples modeling. Worked examples. By scaffolding the learning, worked examples support skill acquisition and reduce a student's cognitive load. Clear steps are presented to clarify learning objectives and demonstrate mastery of the topic. Collaborative learning. Collaborative learning is supported by designing meaningful tasks. It promotes active engagement by participating in negotiating roles, responsibilities, and outcomes. Multiple exposures. Introduced research demonstrates deep learning that develop over time via multiple spaced interactions with new knowledge and concepts. Questioning. A powerful tool and effective. Engages students, stimulates interest and curiosity in learning, and makes real life.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's session. As we wait for the rest of the participants to come on board, just one moment. I see we already have some attendees on. A warm welcome to you. We'll start in 1 minute with the session. Okay, very welcome to Praxis Online School's virtual open day. We hope you enjoy the day with us. We've got a lot of our academic staff, our heads, and everyone on board, and I thank them for the Saturday to enjoy the morning with you. I just want to quickly run through the proceedings for this morning's session. We have a Q&A button at the bottom of your screen as well as a chat. Throughout the session, you are more than welcome to ask any questions that you've got within those two platforms. We will answer that. Then we've got a little program for this morning where we'll run through the subjects. In each of these subject sessions, they'll give a short introduction to themselves as well as their subject that they offer. Where you can ask subject-related questions. Right at the end, we will have all the general questions, admission questions. We will also speak about the curriculum outside of the academic subjects, and you can ask the head of schools and the management the questions there as well. I will be taking you, I'm going to welcome aboard James that will then take us through the welcoming of this morning. James?
Here we go. Okay, and Louise, can you see me?
Just switch on your camera, please.
Okay, I have. I don't know why it doesn't want to switch on. The host has asked you to start your video. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, but okay. Can you see me? No, you can't. There we go. There we go. Finally. Good morning, ladies and gents. Sorry for the technology not being perfect. I'm quickly going to introduce myself and the principals present this morning. I'm James Moyer. I've been the principal at Alma International now for 11 years. The school has been in existence for 21 years, and Alma is one of the 5 schools that we have on the West Rand in Joburg. I think the most important thing that we want to bring across this morning, that Praxis is a new school, but that we've been in education for many years, and that Praxis is founded or grounded in real schools. We also have Reimsig Academy, there's the Alma Mater College, there's Eagle House, and then of course now Praxis. I want to introduce Rinaldi. Rinaldi is the head of school at Praxis and also Eagle House. Now, Rinaldi and myself, we come a long way. Rinaldi used to be our head of English, teaching A-level English, producing great results. There's also Mark Ruza. Mark has been principal at Eagle House for 14 years. And I also want to introduce Amanda Newman. Amanda is our deputy principal at Alma College. This morning, you are looking for a school for your child. I always say to parents, and I've been saying this for many, many years, no principal should ever say to you that this is the perfect school for your child, because there's no such thing. It is your responsibility, unfortunately, to do the rounds and to find a school that will suit your child best. Yes, I think that's very much it. If you're ever on the West Rand and you want to pop in, you want to come and have a coffee with us, we have great coffee on all our campuses, please do so. And the other point I wanted to mention this morning regarding access points, Praxis is a new school, and we are promoting 10 campuses across South Africa where students will be able to attend, where there will be supervision and internet. And as our numbers grow, we will be opening those campuses. At this stage, it seems to me that those campuses will be opened this year. So that's it from my side. I'm going to hand over back to Anne-Louise. Thank you, Anne-Louise.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask Ma'am Rinaldi Maritz to welcome the academic staff and also for her introduction as the head of school. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, especially to, of course, our prospective students and their parents. It is a privilege to welcome you to Praxis this morning on this online platform. Now, I am the head of Praxis Schools and also of Eagle House, as James have mentioned before. I think the most important thing that I would like to share with parents and their children this morning is at Praxis Schools, we follow a structured timetable within a virtual classroom using technology to make learning fun for our students. To me, being an academic, it is important to reach each child and to make sure that each child reach his or her perfect potential. So that is why we make use of high impact teaching strategies. Those of you who have visited our website would probably at this stage know what HITS, as we call it, is all about. Now, within high impact teaching strategies that we implement in the classroom, this model allows teachers to set clear goals at the beginning of a lesson, also to structure the lessons in such a way so that learners know exactly what is expected of them. We also make use of explicit teaching, with other words, where the teacher will demonstrate or show a child exactly what is expected of him or her. Furthermore, other HITS, high impact teaching strategies that we make use of is scaffolding. those of you who are familiar with scaffolding, that is where we break up the learning content in chunks. With other words, we don't just throw children all the content at the same time. It's broken up into chunks, and then we give them the tools and show them how to manage this to make sure that they reach their full potential at the end of the day. Also, we believe in collaborative teaching. With other words, at some times, students might be asked to work in pairs to get to a certain solution with a problem that they have been given. And then, of course, as you have heard in the videos, if you've watched it before, metacognitive strategies. Now, metacognitive strategies, we believe that children need to think about their own thinking. With other words, they do not simply need to acquire the knowledge. They also need to be able to apply that knowledge, because one day when they go into the real world, that is what they are going to be expected to apply what they have learned. And in our classrooms, we would like to teach children to do exactly that. And then, of course, differentiated teaching that we focus on. That is where we develop each child to reach his or her full potential, no matter the starting point. So our teachers will identify the children's individual needs in a classroom and produce them with a learning and teaching model so that they can understand and then move at the same pace as everybody else in the class to, at the end of the year, get the result that they are hoping for. Now, we follow the national curriculum in preparation of the IEB examination at the end of 2023. So hopefully our first group of grade 10s will write their IEB examination at the end of 2023. Currently, we have grade 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we have the senior phase as well as grade 10, which is part of the FET phase of the national curriculum. So that's just in short what we believe in at Praxis. It now gives me great pleasure to just introduce you to all our teaching staff, and then afterwards Anne-Louise will ask each one of them just to introduce their subject content to you. I'm going to start with our English home language teacher. English home language is Pieter Bosman. Then Louise Rood, she is our Afrikaans first additional language teacher. Our math teachers is Hayley and Alexa. You will meet them soon enough. Then we have our commerce teacher who teaches business studies, economics, accounting, and also economic and managerial sciences. We have our science team, which is Alexa Nell for physical science and Kaylee Clark for life sciences. We have Francois De Bruin, who teaches geography, tourism, and also social sciences. Then we have Nomzamo. Nomzamo teaches CAT, that is computer and applications technology, as well as technology to the grade 7, 8s, and 9s. And then we have Shayna. Shayna teaches creative arts, and she's also the moderator for all the life orientation subjects across Eagle House, and then of course Praxis as well. I hope I haven't left anybody out. I think I've mentioned everybody. So Anne-Louise, over to you.
Thank you, Ronaldi. Mark Ruza is going to say a few things for us regarding the technical things on schooling and very important information for parents to understand. Thank you, Mark. If you can introduce yourself as well.
Good morning, everyone. As mentioned, I'm Mark Ruza. I've been the principal at Eagle House for quite some time. And since our inception, we've had exceptional results. We've been one of the top performing independent schools for the past 15 years. So thank you very much for joining us. You will hear the word real quite a bit, and that's because we are very real. You know, Praxis Online stands out from its competitors, and that's for a number of reasons. It is a real school. The only difference is we don't have any borders. You'll meet all our teachers, and all our teachers are qualified and registered and they're experts in their field. And they've been selected because they possess certain skills. And those skills are what we need in Praxis. We follow a full structured timetable, and I think we need to stress that. It is as prescribed by the CAPS policy, and as you know, CAPS is followed by both IEB and GDE. We do offer a report after each assessment cycle, and if parents require any progress reports, we will construct a personalized progress report for each child. Unlike many other schools, we don't just offer 1 week or 1 hour per week, but we offer a full structured timetable. That means that we start at 7:45 and we end at 2:15. Each week has 2 assessment periods, and homework is not optional. So we are a full school. Without saying too much, the only difference between your child and the child next door is that your child will be attending a full real school in the safety of your home. And Praxis is truly borderless. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And without further ado, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. I think that's very important information that all parents should understand in terms of legalities and also schooling that is important, the structure. I would like to introduce Peter Bosman, he would be introducing the English home language and just himself as well. Thank you, Peter.
Can everyone hear me?
We can hear you. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you. I'm Peter Bosman, and I teach English home language. I'm from the Western Cape. English is a very important subject. It's subject due to the fact that it's one of the core subjects, and you need to pass English as part of the requirements for your matric. In English, we develop a child's analytical and critical thinking skills, and through the vast variety of literature we cover during the year, we develop a child's creative ability and teach them more about the world in which they find themselves. The most important impact that English has is to ensure that learners express themselves in the best way through verbal and non-verbal cues and gestures. The aim is to educate learners to communicate in the most effective way and to be able to communicate and understand the world through reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. If I can maybe ask the parents, if you've got any subject-related questions, please do post that up in the chat box and the Q&A box available. I would like to hand over to Louise Ruet, who offers Afrikaans. Thank you, Louise, and thank you, Peter.
Unmute. Thank you very much. I am Louise Ruet, and I'll be teaching your child Afrikaans through reading, writing, and speaking in the CAPS curriculum. Why Afrikaans? Afrikaans is a new language. It has the Germanic roots, and it makes it so much easier to learn another language. I know many children say they want to leave the country, they want to go overseas, and the Germanic roots would help your child, once he has studied Afrikaans, to learn another language. But in the virtual classroom with Afrikaans, we also have the opportunity to differentiate so that I can help your children to reach his or her own potential. In South Africa, Afrikaans is the third biggest group of home language speakers after isiZulu and iXhosa. And that is why if we can speak Afrikaans, we can reach out and communicate with so many more people. And that is what I try and achieve in the Afrikaans classroom, at the same time reaching the levels according to the CAPS curriculum. Thank you very much. Kia leboga. Shukran. Baie dankie.
Thank you, Louise. I see there's no questions at this stage. I think because we are running a little bit late, I'm going to continue on to the next section there for mathematics. But if the parents have got any questions on languages, please do post it up and I will ask the teachers to come on again for us. Next, we've got Hayley. She offers mathematics as well. And then after Hayley, we've got Alexa. So if I can welcome Hayley, if you can introduce yourself as well.
Hello, I am just unable to start my video.
Okay, I'll prompt you to start. There we go. Thank you, Hayley.
Thank you. I'm Hayley de Lianis. I have been teaching maths for many years. I'm currently teaching grade 7 and 8 mathematics at Praxis. These grades are essential grades for developing and building a strong foundation for our learners as they move into the higher grades. In these grades, being grade 7 and 8, understanding is critical because, of course, this is the foundation. But just as important is also developing a love for the subject within our kids, as well as a sense of achievement and confidence within the learners themselves. It's so often that we speak to parents and the parents laugh and say, oh, I couldn't do maths when I was in school. We need to change that. These kids can do maths. They need a foundation and they need to have that love for the subject. And that's exactly what we try to do here at Praxis. If they love the subject, they will achieve and they will be happy and confident within themselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hayley. I would like to, after Hayley, if there's any math related questions, they will also stay on board. Just a quick question regarding languages that has popped up. Rinaldi, if I can maybe ask you to answer that. My child is currently doing isiZulu as a second language. Do you offer isiZulu?
Yes, we at this stage are considering it. However, we have not yet added that to our particular timetable. I would just like to stress that English home language is what we will offer as a home language. Then we are thinking of introducing later on, instead of Afrikaans as the first additional language, either French or isiZulu, maybe another subject. But at this stage, we have not yet that on offering, but it is definitely in the cards. So if you are happy with that.
Perfect, thank you very much. What we can also do, we can send you an email regarding the implementation of that language and when it will be available. Rio, if you can maybe make a note of the parent to send her more information. Then next up, we've got Alexa Nell. She also does the mathematics. If you can maybe introduce yourself, please, Alexa.
Good morning, everyone. Can you see and hear me?
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, so I'm Alexa Nell. I'm from Bloemfontein in the Free State. So I can see me and Hayley feels the same about mathematics. She said a lot that I also wanted to say. So basically, I also feel that like there's a big stigma around mathematics and that people feel like it's harder than it is and that children also influence each other and tell each other, oh, good luck with mathematics next year and stuff like that. And I also think that's a very bad vibe around mathematics, and we would like to try and break that down. Then also I teach grade 9 and 10 mathematics. At Praxis, we prefer that the children take mathematics in grade 10 core, so core mathematics, to just try the mathematics at first before switching over to math lit. Yeah, so that they can just try it and see maybe they understand and do well with it. So mathematics can be very rewarding if you understand it and you start loving the subjects as we do. So yeah, that's really my goal, to influence the children to also love the subjects as I do, and like I guess Hayley does as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexa. If I can maybe welcome on board Rio. Rio also works in the admission office to give us more information on the MindSparks program, which is personalized learning. Over to you, Rio.
Thank you, Anne-Louise. Good morning to everyone, and thank you for making the time this Saturday morning. Just briefly, let me just explain to you what MindSpark is. So MindSpark is basically an online self-learning tool that enhances the student's understanding of mathematics specifically. It adapts to each student and creates a personalized learning path. So MindSpark actually tests conceptual understanding and ensures that a strong foundation is inherent with regards to fundamentals of mathematics. It allows the teacher to initiate, monitor, and assess courses prescribed and set out with respect to gaps and weak points that are identified. It must also be noted that MindSpark is not a tool just for students who might have or might be battling with mathematics, but it's also for students who are also excelling, in a sense that should they want to further expand their knowledge and analytical capability, their teacher will be in a position to suggest more advanced courses for them to follow through with. And MindSpark is an offering that was part of our Praxis offering rather, and is available to students up until grade 10. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rio. And again, any questions, you're welcome to post it up in the chat box. I would like to ask Alexa again on to discuss the physical science. Thank you, Alexa.
Hi everyone, it's me again. So I teach physical science and a bit of natural science as well, but especially the grade 10 physical science. And again, I feel like the same stigma is around physical science. People think it's very hard. They tell each other, they tell the grade 9s and grade 8s in advance that physical science is the worst and that you won't have a life if you have that. And I would just like to say that that's not true, okay? Physical science is a great subject. I think that it's awesome to learn how the things in the world work, and the physical things. It's things that you can see and you can touch and you can learn how that works. So I'm really a nerd when it comes to maths and science. I love the subject, and I would really hope to develop that same love in your children, so that they also love the subjects. And if you love a subject and you enjoy it, you definitely have a greater possibility, if I can say, in excelling in that subject. So that's what I'm trying to do.
We hope that all our students has that passion, as that is a very core fundamental subject that's needed for most undergrad studies. Next up, I would like to welcome Kaylee Clark. If you can introduce yourself for the natural sciences and life sciences at Praxis. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne-Louise. Good morning, everyone. And as mentioned, I teach the natural science to the grade 8s and the grade 9s. And in the senior phase, natural science really focuses on all three of the different science subjects, being biology, physics, and chemistry. So we are really able to dive deep into the understanding, the predicting, and researching of all things and processes that are happening in the world around us. So ultimately, we are aiming to build a fun and interesting connection between the learning and the doing of science. I also teach life sciences to grade 10s, and we focus really on the scientific study of life. So really focusing on the fascinating study of the structures, compositions, and functions of all living organisms, from microorganisms to plants and animals to humans, through a range of different interesting topics. So essentially in the science, I think we all share the passion for science, well, Alexa and myself, and we aim to encourage an inquisitive nature within our learners and entice their curiosity to learn and understand the world around us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaylee. And again, a strong set there for the sciences. Next up, we've got technology and CAT, also very important subjects to have. Nomzamo, if you can please introduce yourself there.
Good morning, everyone. As they've mentioned, I am Nomzamo Mabena. I teach CAT grade 10 and technology grade 7, 8, and 9. And, you know, people think computer application technology is not an important subject, but it is. CAT provides learners with problem-solving skills and critical thinking skills, and it contributes to the development of competent citizens who are effective with all levels of society. So these are the skills that we need in the tertiary education and job sector. And when we talk about technology education, learners will be designing and making products that solve real problems. They are introduced to basic design skills, graphic techniques, and undertake a variety of construction projects using materials, wood, and plastic. So when we talk about technology, it makes learning enjoyable because everything that they will be learning during class, they can develop into projects, which can stimulate a wide variety of interest among learners. So basically, everyone is going to be involved with technology, parent designers, and problem solvers of the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nomzamo. Very passionate there as well, I can hear. Next up, we've got all of the commercial subjects: accounting, business studies, economics, and MS. Dion, if you can please introduce yourself.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Dion Ace. I will be responsible for all the business and commerce subjects. I teach EMS grade 7, 8, and 9. Now, EMS is a combination of basic economics, basic business economics, as well as financial literacy, which is a bit of accounting part. This prepares the students for the peer subjects in grade 10, 11, and 12, which are going to take through, which is business studies and economics and accounting. Now, if we look at the subjects that I teach, this is actually really real life subjects that is applicable to what is going on in business and a bit of accounting knowledge and the economics as a whole. I like to teach the students in such a way that they can realize that the knowledge applied to real life and everyday life experience. I've got extensive experience as well outside the world of teaching, and which is business related. So I like to use that business examples to use that in my teaching experience to make it applicable and interesting for the students to take the subjects further. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Dion. Just on the arts and culture, life orientation, Shayna, if you can please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Anne-Louise. Can everybody see me?
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm Shayna Momberg. I teach creative arts. In creative arts, we allow the learners to have a creative space. It is time for learners to enjoy and input their imaginations and ideas together to get a final product. We do theory as well as practical work, from drama, playmaking, script writing, and poetry, to visual arts, working with clay, painting portraits, and making figurines, as well as learning about different artists and the different styles of art. This is where the learners are able to be themselves and express themselves in a creative way. Now, I also moderate the life orientation. In life orientation, we study the self in relation to others and in society. In life orientation, we address knowledge, values, attitude, and skills about the self, environmental responsibility, a healthy, productive life, social engagement, physical activity, as well as career choices. Now, in life orientation, our aim is to guide and prepare learners for life and its possibilities, and equip the learners for meaningful and successful living in a rapidly changing and transforming society. We guide the learners to make informed decisions about their health, environment, social choices, further studies, and careers. Thank you, Anne-Louise.
Thank you, Shana. It sounds like a very interesting and busy subject that you have presented there. Next, we've got geography, tourism, and social science, and we would like to introduce Francois just to give us a quick preview of those subjects. Francois.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you today. My name is Francois de Bruin, or as one grade 9 the learner called me this week, the magnificent beard. I want to talk to you about social sciences, geography, and tourism. Tourism and geography and environmental science, of course, being my passion in life. And researching what I wanted to talk to you about today, I came across a quote, and with all apologies and deference to the sciences, I would like to quote it to you, and I hope you can figure out who it was. It says, "As a young man, my fondest dream was to become a geographer. However, while working in the customs office, I thought deeply about the matter and concluded that it was far too difficult a subject. With some reluctance, I then turned to physics as a substitute." Well, now this was said by Albert Einstein, and I want to tell the students and the parents today that geography isn't a subject anymore that we knew that you had to know where only the mountains and the rivers and the seas and the continents were. Geography has evolved into a subject where it has main ideas like space, time, people, environment, and the patterns of interaction. Now, I'm very fortunate and privileged to walk with the grade 7s to the grade 10s, doing social sciences from grade 7 to 9. We do history and geography, where Industrial Revolution, the Kingdom of Mali, the World Wars, the nuclear age, and then we do map skills. They learn how to interpret maps, how to draw their own maps. They look at natural disasters. They look at human development. All these exciting things that makes it so vital these days, because we're so isolated that they are actually still aware of what goes, that there's a world outside, and they still stay connected to it. And of course, with the geography, becomes pure geography in grade 10, where we start looking at the atmosphere. Again, we go back to map work. We look at geographical skills. We look at geomorphology for the scientists in them. And then for the social scientists, we look at population and development. And for towards sustainability, we look at water resources and resource development. Yeah? Apart from that, we also do GIS, which is an excellent field to go into after school these days. Informational spatial systems, which is a high-paying and it's a solid career choice later on in life. And my last subject, of course, is the tourism for grade 10s, which we start introducing them to tourism sectors. We're looking at what type of tourism there is. We look at map work, which if they take geography actually ties in nicely. And then we look at tourism attractions, the primary and the secondary. And South Africa, one of South Africa's main industries are tourism. So it's also a very, a strategic subject to take later on if you want to become an entrepreneur in cultural and heritage studies. And then we look at domestic and international tourism and cultural heritage studies and South Africa and the sustainable development of communities. And last but not least, we also look at foreign relations or international relations. And yeah, that's my spiel. That's my coverage of everything I do. And I would like people to please come to Praxis. We're all very excited and we're a very strong team.
Yeah, a lot of passion there in those subjects. So that concludes all of the academic staff's introductions and just a preview of the subjects on offer. And I see there's quite a bit. I would like to please prompt you also to continue to ask questions subject related. The teachers will stay on board. If I may introduce Amanda Newman. She's just going to give us a little introduction to the enhanced curriculum programs that we run as outlined on the website. Amanda. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone. Can you see me, Annalise?
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, lovely. As I've been introduced, I'm Amanda Newman. We have partnered with Open Window. Annalise, can you see me?
Yes, we can see and hear you clearly. Thank you.
Wonderful. We have partnered with Open Window. They are a private education institute. They actually have been nominated as one of the best creative education institutes in South Africa, well, across Africa. At the moment, we are running online courses with Open Window. We do the Adobe Bootcamp, the Adobe Premium Pro, which is actually a video course, and then the Blended Basics, which is a 3D software course. Now, these courses are going to be online for the duration of 8 to 9 weeks. And what's quite nice is they've actually given us the concession of the students that participate in these courses. They are first year exempted courses. So if the student participates, they actually get exempted from that first year of attending with Open Window, which is a fantastic opportunity. Those courses go for about 2,700 Rand, and they get your students or your children will get a certificate after the completion of that course. Later on in the year, we are looking at providing courses that will actually be on campus. They are based in Centurion, and those will be the likes of 3D animation, game design, and coding. We managed to do that before COVID. Unfortunately, with COVID now, we've moved a lot of our courses to online. So that creates opportunity for our online students too. So if you are in the vicinity and are in the Gauteng region, obviously, and you're accessible to Centurion, then later on you can attend all the face-to-face courses as well. But we'll obviously keep everybody updated to that. And that's the Open Window partnering that we've got. Thanks, Anne-Louise.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Amanda. Just to add to that, something that home-based students always ask is extracurricular activities. And if you look at what universities are looking for, they are looking for a balanced student. So what we have done at Praxis, along with what Amanda has presented on the enhanced curriculum courses, to build a little CV or resume for yourself. And looking at the President's Award that we open up to the students is to keep a portfolio of extracurricular activities. This is a personal journey and it's accessible to students that are in any region and do not have access to the normal school sporting facilities. So if I may just share my screen just to show you the program, which is quite useful for students to understand how to keep portfolio. And just to prompt me, my staff Rio, that you can see the screen and it's clear.
Hi, Anne-Louise. Yes, I can see your screen. It is quite clear.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
So this is the program for the President's Award. What the student would be doing is they will be constructing their own extracurricular activities. Community service is very important. And I think it helps the students to connect with the community and to understand how to cope with the issues out there, as well as get involved and get out there. So the service is broken up. They can start this at the age of 14 with a bronze level and then move up to the gold level as they finish their schooling. Service is done continuous basis, so it's a continuous involvement. Then they will go over to a skills aspect. The skills aspect, again, can be their own personal journey. So learning a new language, learning a music instrument, so they can design their skills aspect there. Then the physical recreation can be at a gym. They can actually use a gym log to log the physical, so anything to do with sweating, even dancing, just to promote a more balanced and healthy lifestyle. Then finally, the adventurous journey, they can go on a group with the rest of the school's students who go on these adventurous journeys. It's basically a hiking trip that they do as a group, and it's really just connecting with the other Praxis students as well as the other schools. And then finally looking forward to that last level there, which is the residential project. Working in on a project in a residential setting, like building a library, there's quite a bit of things that they can do in this regard. We've got an award leader assigned to this to help guide the students if they are interested to take on the program, and just to help, what skills can I do, what physical activities can I go and assign to, just to guide them from us as from the Praxis admission staff. So that's just on the President's Award. Then what we also provide for all of our students is university guidance. This is very important because it comes back to how you select your subjects. Your subjects are relevant to where the student wants to end up on a career basis. So that advice is given to the parents. Grade 10 is a very important year for the FET phase in regards to the subjects that you select, so that you can gain entrance to university. We do have relationships with a lot of universities, local and foreign, and we'll be able to provide some assistance there. And that's it from my side on the university. Now I'm going to open up for general questions, and I also want to ask Maury if she wants to just give us a little guidance onto how the application process works, just the technical part there. If you would like for me to share that screen with the steps, I can do that for you as well.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Maury van Beek, the admissions officer at Praxis School. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
All right. I'm just going to quickly take you to our website, where you will find our application form. So go to praxisschool.com, click on the applications tab. From there, just scroll down and you will find our applications form that can be completed. Over here, you can upload documents that are required, like the student's latest school report and birth certificate. Once the form has been completed, you will find terms and conditions that please need to read through, and our banking details for the application fee. Once you've accepted terms and conditions, you just submit the form and it will come through to us automatically. And once we've received all the documents, we will assess the school reports. Usually this is enough. If for any reason it is not sufficient, we will schedule an online assessment with the student. This is just to enable us to properly place the student. And that is it from me.
Thank you very, very much, Maury. If I can welcome back the management and ask the parents that are on if they've got any questions, or if James, Rinaldi and Mark would like to add anything towards the end of the session. Thank you. Rinaldi?
There we go. Well, I think parents and students, if you are watching as well, that was quite a mouthful. But I think that the teachers explained their subjects quite well, and the admissions procedure. Thank you very much for that, Maury, and also Anne-Louise, obviously, for hosting this session. This is the time now that all of you can ask questions, should there be any. I think what was very important is the President's Award that Anne-Louise mentioned, because You know, very often children are far away, not close to cities. We do have some of our children who are living on a farm and they have online teaching. So how do those children socialize? And I think that is the perfect program that they can enroll to, so to get them together with other children. And then also, as Anne-Louise says, it helps build their resume, so they can put that on the CV and the universities will then have a look at that. So thank you very much for that as well. I don't know if there's anybody else that would like to say anything. Perhaps just to add to what Mark Ruza has said, it is very important for us at Praxis that we do quality control. So from time to time, management will sit in on the lessons that's presented, not to monitor necessarily the teachers. We're not checking up on them because we know they do their work well, but also just to see how the children interact. That is where we were speaking about the facilitator, the teacher facilitator model. So either myself or Mark or Rio, from time to time, Amanda, will just monitor the progress of the children in the class. Sometimes you find at the beginning a child is quite quiet and reserved, and later on he or she warms up. So we would like to communicate that to our parents as well. So apart from just academically their progress as far as assessments go, we also would like to give parents feedback on how the child interacts and participates in the class. And that for a new student, we would like to do that after 2 weeks. We send out a progress report for these children. If parents request from admissions progress reports, they want to know more about their child's participation or progress, we can also do that. So I would like to stress that communication is very important. You are more than welcome to phone and contact either Rio or Mari at admissions, or myself or Amanda, if you would like to ask questions about your child, and we would gladly give you feedback, because I think that that communication, that human touch, even though it's virtual, we need to stay in contact to know exactly on which page all of us are.
Thank you, Ronaldo. It's always great to just get the conversation going, hopefully initiate some question with the parents as well. Just to add to the President's Award, please note that it's an international award system, the Duke of Edinburgh. So it is awarded internationally, and the student obtains a certificate that's recognized by local and foreign universities. Just to add to that, there's no questions further. So Ronaldo, I don't know if Mark or Ronaldo, Rio, if you want to end the session, just to say thank you to the participants. We will post up the recording of the session on our YouTube channel as provided on the email communication from Rio. Thank you. That's it from me.
Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you, Ronaldo, Mark, and Louise, everybody. Rio, thank you for putting this together.
From my side also, thank you very much. Thank you for the hard work, especially to our teachers. Thank you for displaying your passion, and keep it up. Thank you so much. Thank you, parents, and we look forward to meeting you.
From the admissions side, thank you as well. Thanks for making time on the Saturday morning. We do appreciate it, and all of the best. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.